Even inland cities like Xanadu could not escape the devastation of the flood. The low terrain of Engineering University left only tall buildings like the administrative building above water. Meanwhile, 𝗁, having absorbed the Golden King Snake's crystal core, was now immersed in the floodwaters. As expected, absorbing the Golden King Snake's crystal core granted me a new ability, and my body has undergone further changes. After coming in contact with water, his body not only developed tiny scales, but his strength also qualitatively improved. His eyes became more sensitive to light, as if a protective membrane had formed in front of them. He also noticed that he was not using his mouth or nose to breathe, yet he didn't feel any suffocation. It felt as if he was breathing through his skin. Is this the ability of the Golden King Snake, he wondered. Although it wasn't the water manipulation ability he expected, being able to breathe underwater was quite beneficial to him at this time. As he emerged from the water, he noticed that the floodwaters surged from the Green City Hotel area. Swimming upstream against the current was possible, but he worried that the current was fierce, and the debris in the water acted like hidden weapons. It seemed the volcanic eruption had reached its peak. Because Xanadu was far from the volcano, the sky still looked relatively clear. However, when massive amounts of volcanic ash filled the air, blocking out the sun, a doomsday winter wouldn't be far off. In the face of these apocalyptic events, human civilization seemed like a joke. To avoid becoming prey, one must enhance their strength. In his previous life, after the Great Flood, Xanadu saw the emergence of several powerful factions. The low-level terrain in the northern part of the city, forming a water area, was occupied by the army of the Golden King Snake and the female Corpse King. The southern part of the city became the gathering place for the cannibalistic tribe of the Devourer clan. The western part of the city was controlled by the Rat King and its army of rats, while the eastern part was occupied by Skullcrusher Gao Chang from the Green City Hotel. In his previous life, he had almost died several times at their hands, but in this life, he had already dealt with Gao Chang and the Golden King Snake ahead of time. To stay strong, the best method was to obtain the remaining crystal cores. However, the Devourer clan had a large population and numerous factions. The female Corpse King was elusive, making it nearly impossible to find her now. In his previous life, the University of Technology had experienced a rat plague. The Rat King should be there, he wondered. If he could find it in advance, he could obtain its crystal core with minimal effort. But as he was relaxing, he noticed that he was surrounded by a drought demon. On the other hand, there were two people hanging on a mobile tower in the middle of the floodwaters. Suddenly, one of the men with a beard noticed something and said to the other person, "Someone seems to be swimming towards us." The other person told him to stop making a fuss. At this point, anyone in the water is as good as dead. But as he looked in that direction, he noticed that the man was none other than 𝗁. Both of them were really surprised, wondering how this guy hadn't been drowned by the flood. They were really angry at 𝗁, saying, "If the Bureau hadn't sent us to watch this guy, we wouldn't be stuck in this flood. If he dares to come here, I'll kick him right back into the water." But the bearded man noticed that this guy was moving really fast, and it looked like something was following him. Upon closer inspection, he became scared and wondered, what the hell are those things in the water? However, he was even more surprised to see 𝗁, wondering how he could swim so fast against the current. After noticing that 𝗁 was heading in their direction, they yelled, "I'm warning you, don't come any closer." Upon hearing the name Federal Bureau of Evolution, 𝗁 thought to himself, in this lifetime, their influence has already spread this far, I can get some information on the situation. So, he jumped towards them, placed his foot on it, and climbed to the top of the tower. The other man caught his hand in time and told him to hold on to the pillar, but the bearded man couldn't reach it. The other man assured him, "Don't be afraid, I'll definitely pull you up." The bearded man asked him to let go, explaining, "I'm too heavy, if this goes on, we'll both die." However, the other man disagreed, saying, "I'll never let go, if we die together." Meanwhile, 𝗁, sitting at the top of the tower, asked the man holding the bearded man, "Tell me everything you know about the Federal Bureau of Evolution." That man said nothing, indicating that even if they were killed, others would avenge them. 𝗁 smiled, saying, "Very well, you have guts, but don't blame me then." Meanwhile, a drought demon also reached there. Suddenly, the drought demon grabbed the bearded man's leg and pulled him down. 𝗁𝗀𝘁 smiled and said, "He got pulled down himself, it's really not my fault." The man shouted, "Bro, I'm coming to save you." After saying that, he also jumped into the water. But suddenly, 𝗁𝗁 killed all the drought demons one by one. After seeing 𝗁𝗁, the man was really surprised, thinking, "This guy, is he really human? He's too strong." A moment later, when 𝗁𝗁 saved both of them, the man expressed his gratitude to 𝗁𝗁, saying, "I do owe you one, I'll tell you what I know." He explained that they were actually sent by the Federal Bureau of Evolution to monitor him. The Federal Bureau of Evolution is located at the Science and Technology University, led by Chief Lu and a team of researchers. They just do what they're told, following whatever orders come from above. Upon hearing the name Science and Technology University, 𝗁𝗁 realized that the last time, the rat disaster also erupted at the Science and Technology University. It seems like there's a connection between the rat disaster and the Federal Bureau of Evolution. He asked them about the lab there, querying if they conduct research on rats. The man explained that only researchers are allowed into the labs, and they don't know much about what goes on inside. After hearing everything, 𝗁𝗁 made up his mind to investigate the situation there before the rat disaster could unfold again. Meanwhile, 𝗬𝗏𝘁, who was still in the Green City Hotel, luckily obtained a crystal core from a zombie's head. She has already consumed the crystal core, but she didn't feel any change, and wondered if she had succeeded.